Hi, I'm Wayne Purser, and welcome back to Spotlight on Edmonds Real Estate. This month we have a special guest, Peggy Sanders of Sanders Law Group. We're also going to talk about the Edmonds Real Estate Weather Report, and last we have a question from the person on the street. Right now I'd like to introduce Peggy Sanders, Sanders Law Group. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Wayne.
Great. Last month we had a person on the street talk about the death or a loss of a family member, and so I invited Peggy because we're going to talk about a couple different things. What's important with a power of attorney?
Thanks, Wayne. I love the opportunity to talk to people about these documents. A power of attorney is a document that allows somebody to come in and do stuff for you if you're not able. And we usually do two of them, one for finances and one for health care. The finance one, they can sign your checks, they can, sign real estate contracts. The power of attorney for health care allows them to sign a consent form or other documents with regard to your treatment.
Right. And then a will. The difference between a power of attorney and a will are?
The difference is the will is a document that goes into effect after you pass away. A power of attorney ends the moment you pass away. So some people think that because they have a power of attorney, they can distribute your funds and work on your will after you pass away, and that's not true. It ends the moment you pass away. A will is the document that tells your heirs what you want to do with your worldly possessions once you pass away.
And if that document's not there, then you go into probate.
Well, you go into probate in both cases.
Okay.
But if there's no will, the state of Washington has decided where your stuff is going to go. So if you pass away without a will, it's referred to as passing away intestate. And they have a law in the books that says if somebody dies intestate, then their possessions will go to certain groups of people. So first your spouse, and if no spouse, your children, and so forth. So there is a provision to take care of that.
Right. So it is important to have a will. What about medical directive?
A medical directive is a form that allows you to tell your doctors what you want if you're terminally ill, unconscious, and the only thing that further treatment will do is prolong the inevitable. A lot of people refer to being in a vegetative state.
Right.
And so, and many of us, myself included, I don't want to be kept alive indefinitely in that sort of state. So I've signed a healthcare directive that tells my doctors that I don't want them to treat me further if that's the case.
Right. So me in real estate, I come across this quite often as people are getting elderly, my parents, my relatives. So me and my family are going through this also. What 3 steps would you say that you would recommend for a family to do to get started today?
I think that, first of all, I want to say that it's never too early.
Okay.
People say, I'm not old. I don't need to do this stuff. But the thing is you want to do it before you need it.
Right.
And that's always very important. I've had more clients come in saying, my parents never took care of this, and now we need it and we don't know what to do. So I think anybody of any age should think about that, any adult.
Okay.
And the 3 steps that I would do is I would talk to an elder law attorney, of course. Mm-hmm. And the reason I say that is because elder law attorneys have a view of estate planning to take care of the eventuality that maybe you need long-term care in the future. So estate attorneys are really good at what they do. They protect you from estate taxes and they distribute your stuff. But we take the extra look as to what will happen if you end up needing assisted living or a nursing home.
Okay. Our special guest was Peggy Sanders of Sanders Law Group, and now we're going to go on to our Edmonds Real Estate Weather Report. Welcome back to Spotlight on Edmonds Real Estate Weather Report. For Edmonds, the 020, the Edmonds Bowl area, we have 47 active listings. In June of this year, we had 38 sales for a temperature rating of 87. That gives us a market time of about 40 days. So the market's still hot, very hot seller's market. So sales are up and listings are up from 2014. South Snohomish County will include Edmonds at 98026, Linwood, Briar, Mount Lake Terrace, Muckleteal, and Mill Creek. They have a total of 548 current listings, and in the month of June they had 370 sold with an 85-degree temperature. They're at about 45 days. They've actually cooled down from 88 degrees last month. Again, sales and listings are up. Shoreline had a total of 84 listings currently today, with 92 sales for the month of June, giving them a temperature of well over 100. That has to do with a lot of people moving north from the Seattle area, not being able to get with multiple offers in downtown Seattle, moving up north to Shoreline where it's a little bit more affordable and less competition. Sales were actually down for the month of April last year in 2014. Listings are up. Overall, rates have been neutral for the last 30 days. That wraps up this portion of Spotlight on Edmonds Real Estate Weather Report. And now we're going to take a question from a person on the street.
So Wayne, how will light rail affect the real estate prices?
That's a great question regarding light rail. As we all know from history from cities of Chicago, New York, Boston, with light rail and transit systems, property values will go up because you're going to have density of people. You'll have rezoning, which will be more duplexes, triplexes, apartment complexes, and possibly condominiums to make it easier for people to move in and out of the city. So the short answer is yes, property values will go up. That wraps up our edition for this month. We look forward to seeing you next month on Spotlight on Edmonds Real Estate.